Hey folks, I'm Kristin Hostetter here with Snooze. We've got another first look video for you today. We're here to learn more about Quivers. And to do that, we brought in Ruben Martin from Quivers and Sam Cook from Tecnica. How are you guys doing today?
Good, thanks for having us.
Doing well, Kristin, thank you.
Ruben, can you tell me, can you walk us through exactly how Quivers works?
The way the Quivers platform works is we can plug into existing e-commerce platforms, so all the major players from Magento and WooCommerce down to Shopify and BigCommerce, but we also have our own e-commerce platform, e-commerce shopping cart that a brand can use as well. The brand can deploy that on their website. It isn't about Quivers, it's all about the brand. So we aren't showcasing the Quivers brand at all to the consumer. It's all about the consumer buying direct from the brand. Behind the scenes, we're grabbing that order and we're sharing it with local retailers depending on the relationship between the retailers and the brands. And ultimately, the retailer can come in, get the order, claim it, be able to ship it out to the consumer and get it in the hands of that consumer very quickly.
Okay, so I think I get it. A customer makes a purchase, the shops that have the inventory get notified, and then from there, how does it work? Do the shops kind of have to check a box or respond and say, I got this one? Do they have to raise their hand and is it first come, first serve, or is it a different sort of selection process to see who fulfills the actual order?
We know the inventory positions of those retailers and are able to assign the order as soon as it's placed in our platform. What that means is a quicker way of getting the order to the right retailer and ultimately getting that product in the hands of consumers much faster.
And Kristin, if I could just add, I think a real positive trend that's happening in retail over the last few years is more retailers are investing in modern POS systems. And that's a really important change from today versus, let's say, 5 to 10 years ago. Uploading your inventory is only as good as if you have that common identifier in both places. So the trend we're seeing in retail, especially in specialty retail in particular, is more retailers having modern POS systems using common identifiers. And it's really the element that's taking the grit and kind of friction out of a system that was beforehand really impossible.
Many brands today are really just cutting out the retailer and selling direct only because the margins are higher. What's in it for Tecnica here to really work closely with the retailers and jump onto this, this kind of new partnership?
It's a great question. And the Tecnica group, we feel strongly that specialty retailer and specialty retailers in brick and mortar are an important and essential part of the community, especially in the alpine skiing community and in the outdoor community. Consumers want human interaction with each other, and they want to share this type of interaction with people that have a passion for these specific communities. So the community element of what brick and mortar specialty contributes to the ecosystem is paramount. Tecnica Group is fully committed to specialty retail. We've been consistently investing in specialty retail to deliver meaningful and collaborative connections that create this trust. Quivers is the latest addition to our toolbox, which brings a whole new level of collaboration to this digital ecosystem. The brand can now meet the consumer when, where, and how they want to engage, while we are fully supporting our specialty retailers and the investment that they continue to make with our brands. So it's about this intentional connectivity. And to me, that's where when brands sell direct only, they're missing out on that real richness of the collaboration and how both brand and retailer together drive and can power a shared experience.
I'm curious, Ruben, how many brands and retailers are currently on the platform today?
We've got a significant, certainly in the snow sports arena. We've now got 5 of the top 7 biggest ski brands that are on our platform. And that really also makes it much easier for the retailers as well. The more brands that are on the platform, the greater the network becomes, right? And the more powerful it becomes, and the more advantageous it is for every brand that is on that network.
It is. It definitely feels like a win-win for both the retailer and the brand.
Absolutely.
So can we talk a little bit about how brands and retailers can be more collaborative with each other, and what that would look like and why it may be a solution to keep businesses healthy? Sam, let's start with you first. What do you think about that?
I think it's critical that brands and retailers work together. We believe at Tecnica Group that the consumer has the best experience when that type of collaboration and teamwork does exist. So I think that brands are still trying to find ways that really facilitate the consumer experience with the in-store retailer involvement that is critical to a positive overall experience for the consumer. It's partly that of the traditional notion of not wanting to compete with the brand, not wanting to compete with its manufacturers and avoiding that competition. But now I think the progressive and new mindset is how can both the brand and its retail partners share in this consumer journey, do it in a way that's not combative, but do it in a way that's collaborative. But it's really been, I think, an absence of both effective tools that have allowed for that type of shared journey in an omni and an effective way. And I think that's what's starting to allow more brands to move away from this binary notion that it's either I'm not selling online because online means I'm competing and I'm selling direct to consumer and I'm excluding my retail partners from the experience. I think that's the shift that we're seeing into really a new and exciting way of commerce.
Does Quivers actually kind of dissolve international borders in a way as well? Because it sounds like it could allow a brand to fulfill orders in a country that it doesn't even operate out of, or it has retailers in, but doesn't really have a presence in that company. Is that right?
That's exactly right. And it's super exciting to see brands that we're working with take that next step. So in that scenario, a brand may have retailers in that country selling their products, but may not have any physical presence themselves. Or any way of, as you said, being able to fulfill those orders. So in those situations, a brand can set up a website, an e-commerce environment for that particular country or region, and leverage purely the brick and mortar retailers that currently carry their products to do the fulfillment. And you can imagine how that simplifies a brand selling direct in other countries.
Right, and you don't have to pay those crazy international shipping fees.
It's local shipping, exactly.
Yeah, very cool. Well, you guys, it's been really great to talk to you and learn more about Quivers and how Tecnica has been using it. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Kristin.
And I hope you all enjoyed this episode of First Look. We've got lots more First Look videos for you to check out on snoozenet.com.